You will never believe where I bought my Louis Vuitton Neverfull PM. The title was not clickbait. I bought this Louis Vuitton new at a Don Quijote in Osaka. Listen, this was extremely unexpected, and if you don't know what a Don Quijote is, it's essentially just a super large supermarket. It's almost set up like IKEA, where you have to go through all the escalator and all the aisles of just overwhelming but awesome stuff until you get to the end. And this one was actually attached to a Round One arcade, which was the only reason that we were there. We were just like, well, we'll peruse on the way up to the floor with the crane games. When I saw it, my jaw dropped, and it was just clear containers full of multiple brands. I'm talking Bulgari, Gucci, Christian Dior, Louis Vuitton, you name it, all in one spot. And the best part is that most of the pieces were cheaper than you could get online. At first I was like trying to make sense of it all. I was just like, there's no way, like there's just absolutely no way. I was just like in shock, doing some math on my calculator, looking these items up on their website, because I knew they couldn't be counterfeit, because Japan is just not about that. They have very strict counterfeit rules and laws, so that was kind of out of the question. And then I was like, okay, well, are these secondhand? But they had a whole section for secondhand items, while the other section looked brand new. So I went to my friend Google, of course, and I was Googling, like, how could this be? Is this at other stores? Like, what's the story? Are these real? Like, what's going on? And not that Google is truth at all, but I came to the conclusion that these items are most likely items that in the US or in Europe would have gone to an outlet store. So if you are familiar with influencers going to Bista Village in London or outside of London, or for example, I had luxury designer outlets in Miami at Sawgrass Mills. So these are usually items that were just sample products, or maybe they had like a little something wrong with them, or something that was less quality to just have on the floor, or they were used for store samples. So they are legitimate, they are authentic, but they just didn't pass the test to make it to a normal store. Again, these are all assumptions and Googling the answer. What I do feel confident in is that these items were new, these items are authentic, and to my knowledge, I'm happy with the quality of them. One of the most expensive items that I did see in the counter was a Christian Dior Lady Dior purse, and this one was actually going to be pretty much market price. So there were items that were almost market price, if not market price. However, there were a few pieces that were discounted. For example, this Louis Vuitton Neverfull PM was about $700 less than being listed on the website currently, and it's the exact same interior. I have inspected and stocked both on the website. They look the exact same. I can tell nothing wrong with this bag. If you watch my Japan haul, you also know that I got these YSL palm earrings, and I got these for 50% off what you would normally get them on the website. Now, saying what I said about the quality, I did notice when I pulled them out that the hooks seem a little stumpy to me. However, I have no reference of what YSL backs look like on this type of earring, because the only other YSL earrings I have are these YSL threaders. So I have no proof that anything is wrong with these, but if I had to pick something, I would say that maybe the backs aren't as perfect as they should have been. But again, this could just be YSL style, and they are beautiful to me. So my Louis Vuitton purse did not come with a box. They told me that before I checked out. However, it did come with a dust bag. So it came with a dust bag. My YSL came with a dust bag and box with all the on-brand wrapping paper, and they both came with care packets that you would normally get. And like everything, I think at Don Quijote, if you do have your passport on you, which you should, then you can get tax-free if you're not a Japanese citizen. So I got these items tax-free. I have no idea what determines which Don Quijotes have this section, because of course, after I realized this, I went inside every Don Quijote that we passed or went to. We kind of like would make some detours, and I never found this section again. And also, I'm familiar with Don Quijotes. I had never seen this before, and we even have one here in Hawaii, and we definitely don't have this section. So I don't know what determines where these are. If you know, please comment below in the comment section and share with all of us how can we find this again, because it was pretty stinking awesome. I was also shocked at all of the touristy places that you could find awesome quality secondhand luxury goods. For example, in the heart of Dotonbori, where it's like really the main place that you go, it's like the Times Square of Osaka. They had it all in the little touristy shops, and then even in the metro stations. I believe Namba Station is one that is clear in my mind. I saw like they had a big closed one I wanted to go look at, but we were on our way to somewhere else, so I didn't get to like dive in. But from what I saw from where I would stop and look is that these items seemed close to market price or extremely expensive in my opinion for getting second hand. At those price points, I think I would just like go buy new. But I think the only reason why it would be worth it is if, you know, they had some pieces that you were looking for that were maybe like older, discontinued, unique, and now you're finding them and you really wanted them because you've been looking for them for a while and you just can't find it anywhere. Before I had gone to Osaka, I was seeing all these TikToks of all these thrifting places in Osaka, but they were like a bus trip that was, you know, 45 minutes to an hour and a half away from the city, and I just didn't want to put that in my itinerary because I wasn't traveling alone and the people I was with weren't, you know, down to just go waste a day of their big trip to go thrifting. So I didn't, you know, make the time to do those, so I was like, okay, I'll just do it in Tokyo. And I was just happy to find that you can find luxury secondhand goods right where you're gonna go anyway. So hopefully this video can show you that if you are going to Osaka, there's plenty of places to go without, you know, disrupting your family trip or your friend trip if the whole party is not into luxury goods. I hope you enjoyed this story time. I have more Japan luxury secondhand item videos up or coming, so please like and subscribe and turn that bell on so that you don't miss them.